This week we travel from Ubud to Lovina.
Impress ourselves with the accidental booking of an amazing resort.
And finally, we say goodbye to the island of the gods and we travel across the Bali Strait into Java. Welcome to our first day here in Lovina, Bali. We came up yesterday from Ubud and it was a really very interesting car ride. Really super twisty, small roads, but extremely beautiful, super lush. Saw some volcanoes and I think we're really gonna like it here in Lovina. It's a little quieter and still really lush and beautiful, of course.
It takes about 2 hours to get here from Ubud. However, our driver got lost, so it took us about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it was quite windy, and I don't do well with windy roads, so a little motion sick, but once we got here, everything was really nice and mild and sunny, but cool. Yeah, so we're gonna head over and grab some breakfast because we are really hungry. For breakfast, we started with coffee, followed by fruit and a blended fruit smoothie. I ordered a coconut pancake with palm sugar, and Stephanie ordered a pancake with banana and palm sugar. They were both delicious. All right, so let's talk about our accommodations. So we're staying at the Puri Manga Resort and Spa in the foothills of Lovina. Now, when Stephanie and I got here, we kind of were like, wait, are we in the right place? Because it's so much nicer than we expected. We have this beautiful pool, these beautiful grounds with rice fields right in the front area. We have a complimentary free breakfast every day, and the staff are super, super nice. We're really enjoying our time here. I don't know how we found this place. Actually, I did none of the work. Stephanie did. It's been fantastic, and we're just enjoying it, relaxing, doing a little travel planning, and then obviously enjoying the rest of Lovina and Lovina Beach. After getting comfortable in our new place, we decided to head down to Lovina Beach. The main attraction is dolphin watching and snorkeling. We typically don't do animal-related activities, and we weren't really interested in snorkeling, so we just strolled along the beach and enjoyed the fresh air. For lunch, we found a nice little vegan place called Akor Cafe. After lunch, we headed back to the resort, relaxed a bit, and then headed to the restaurant for dinner. We both ordered the chicken and pork satay, which was very good. We were actually a little surprised by how much we have enjoyed the food here.
Today we decided to go visit a local Buddhist temple that was only discovered, I think, in the past 20 to 30 years. It's originally Buddhist, but it looks like it's got some elements of Hinduism at the complex as well. And after that, we're going to grab some lunch. We just had some really great pizza, probably the best we've had in quite a while. And here in this gorgeous setting, what could be better?
So yesterday, the other couple that was staying in this resort with us checked out. So that left us yesterday, today, and a partial day tomorrow, where we are the only people staying at this resort. Now it's relatively small. I think they have about 6 villas that can house between 2 and 4 people. So it's not a very large property, but the staff are entirely dedicated to us right now, which is kind of cool. We have the pool to ourselves, and we have the beautiful grounds to ourselves. So today we're going to take advantage of this opportunity.
It's our final morning here in Bali.
We are heading from Lovina to Gili Manuk on the west coast of the island. It's about a 2 to 2.5 hour drive.
From Gili Manuk, we're going to take the ferry across the Strait of Bali to the island of Java,
where we will spend the next several weeks making our way west across the island. So we have arrived at the Gili Manuk ferry terminal. We got a little lost trying to find our ferry. Probably because we weren't paying attention, but there's like an overhead walkway, and once somebody helped guide us to the right place, we got on the ferry. We're sitting on the ferry right now. The ride over was really interesting. I think it was about 2 hours. I was quite surprised by the geography because it reminded me sometimes of Hawaii, and then sometimes it was very dry, so we kind of went between very tropical and then very dry, almost like California, Central California. Of course, then we saw some monkeys. So it was kind of a cool drive. We got to see a lot, which is nice about taking land transportation. Bought our tickets. You have to buy your tickets before you get to the ferry terminal. And we could have done that online, but they're timed tickets. So they're timed tickets. So we've got a lot of traffic passing back and forth here. They're timed tickets, so we weren't quite sure when we were going to arrive, and so we just bought them outside at some random ticket booth. They're not that expensive, but I think we paid almost double what you would pay if you were to purchase them online, which again was not too much. I think it was about 40,000 rupiah, which I have no idea what that translates to, but I think it's maybe $2.50, something like that. So not very expensive to get across the strait. All right, so we're gonna sit back, relax. I'm gonna put on my sun gear, and we're gonna get ready for this ride. Should be about 1 hour or so to get across to Java, which we can see, by the way, from where we're seated right now. All right, we have finally arrived in Java. It's always interesting trying to film when we're traveling because invariably we have to do some acrobatics that are not conducive to filming. For example, today we were on the ferry and we had to climb down 2 flights, which were sort of like pseudo stair ladders with our suitcases, holding a bag. That didn't work very well, so we kind of didn't really film the end of our ferry trip, but we did make it okay. We did learn there is no Grab in at least Ketapang, Banyuwangi, where we're staying, but luckily we had sort of thought that might be the case, and we had downloaded another app called Gojek, which we've been using, and that was available for ride hailing. So we grabbed a Gojek. We are in our hotel, on the grounds. Actually, very nice grounds. The hotel's okay, but the rooms themselves are okay. But the grounds are very nice, right on the water. It's really pretty. And we could see Bali from where we are right now. So it's overall it's very nice. We're going to get up early tomorrow and head out. But before we do that, we wanted to go over our costs for the previous 3 weeks in Bali. So our time staying in Bali. So I've got some notes here. For accommodations, now we stayed in Ubud for about 2 weeks and Lovina for 1 week. $850.
Oops, sorry.
$850 for Ubud. That was for 2 weeks. Averages about $61 a night, which is above our nightly budget of $58. Then we went to Lovina and we stayed for about a week, and that ended up costing us $318, which is $53 per night. Neither of those were inexpensive in themselves, but we could have also done far worse.
Yeah.
Total cost for accommodations for 3 weeks is $1,168. Now, groceries, we did spend some money in Ubud, about $50 in Ubud, buying groceries. And then in the Purimanga resort, we actually didn't buy any groceries, but we used that money for dining out because we ate there so frequently.
Yeah.
And the reality was it was pretty expensive for us to eat there. We spent $115 with dining out there. So all told, $165 for groceries. Mobile data, I just needed to up my plan because I ended up burning a lot of data with our drive over the mountain. So that was $14. Our experiences budget category, we didn't actually spend money doing anything. Everything we did was free. So walking around, walking through the rice fields, we found all free things, which is fairly unique in Bali. Usually you're going to be spending, I would say, a bit of money, probably quite a bit of money to go see things like waterfalls, hot springs, temples. So there's plenty of things to spend money on if you want to do that. And then I think our last category. No, we have 3 more. Local transportation. So that one, in general, very inexpensive, just sort of getting to local places. But we had to get from the airport to Ubud. That cost us $28. Then we took a car from Ubud to Lovina. That cost us $38. Then we took a car today, which cost us $50. So that was not inexpensive. The ferry ride cost for the both of us $2.52, so very inexpensive. And some miscellaneous ride hailing that we did was $9. So in total, $128.52 for local transportation. Dining out, we spent $188. We kind of just combined groceries and dining out for the month because we didn't do as much grocery shopping as we normally do. And then finally, I already did experiences.
Yeah, you did.
I did. So the grand total, now this is for 3 weeks, not our typical month, but for 3 weeks, $1,663.52. Not too bad. A little bit over on groceries, but everything else evened out. Yeah. Bali's going to be more expensive in general, and I think we did quite well, and we really enjoyed the resort that we just stayed at.
Absolutely beautiful, and the Airbnb in Ubud was great. So accommodation-wise, it was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So stay tuned for next week. We're going to start our journey through Java, beginning in Surabaya. So our trip up to Surabaya, that'll be releasing next week. So if you don't want to miss that, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, everybody loves our videos, so give us a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one.